Happy birthday to you. Cha cha cha. Happy birthday to you. Cha cha cha. Happy birthday, dear Michael. Happy birthday to you. I love it because it's like Michael just says, "Good morning, it's my birthday." I love that. Thank you very much for letting us know. May you have a wonderful birthday today, and I hope your cold is gone, dear friend. For the rest of us, welcome to Coffee and Headlines. This is our usual morning get together where we take a look at comments, questions, ideas, suggestions, headlines from our city, from our state, from our country. And although we won't have tacos today, I have to tell you that today's broadcast is full of amazing discoveries which I made in the last 24 hours. It is just crazy, wonderful how all of a sudden information sort of comes your way and you're like, "Oh my god, this is precious. I want to share it with as many people as I can." And it makes me so happy to know that we have this great group of community members with whom we can share all kinds of good stuff and important stuff as well. And today, December 7th, we are going to have important news, interesting news, cultural news, funny news. I mean, we have all kinds of stuff. And another holiday music album recommendation that, again, was completely unexpected. I liked it so much. I've heard it 3 times since yesterday, and I get to tell you about this and other wonderful nuggets as soon as we get on with the news. But first, as always, if you are new to the broadcast and would like us to give you a nice welcome, just let us know that you're new by writing the word new. And if there is something truly important that you wish to share during the broadcast, we don't want it to go unnoticed. So it helps a great deal if you add the letter Q to your comment or question or suggestion. That way, we will be so very happy to address it during the broadcast. If we miss it, we will gladly take a look at it through the day. So let us get started. We have a lot of things to unpack today, and it's not even Christmas yet. So here we go. Big news today as we learned that, oh dear. Oh, wait, those are the news from yesterday. Hold on just a second. Talk amongst yourselves. I thought I pasted my notes for today and I didn't. So, well, but I can start telling you about this news item because this is really important. Health Undersecretary Hugo Lopez Gatell has made an announcement that booster shots, COVID-19 booster shots, are coming to the state of Jalisco, along with 7 other states in our country, as early as this coming week. We don't know any specific information. There you go. Now I have my notes in front of me. Um, again, as I was saying, Jalisco is one of 7 Mexican states that will begin scheduling booster shots, and it has been announced that by President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador during his morning press conference this morning. At this time, booster shots are only available or will only be made available for seniors, and no specific information was made available at this time for places in our state where this campaign will take place or when. And we also don't know when booster shots will be available for younger age groups. But it is important, I think, to know that, again, the booster shot conversation has finally begun in Mexico. And we will be so very happy to announce more information as we have it available. Um, and even when we don't have specific information about booster shots, oops, my goodness, my windows are moving all over the place today. My windows are more jittery than me, and I had a lot of coffee. Good Lord. Okay. Anyhow, what we do know is that we had announced that the second Sinovac shot for leftovers was coming, and it is starting tomorrow. This is the second shot for folks that received their first shot in November as part of the leftover campaigns. And this starts tomorrow at La Lija and will continue through Friday. Again, this is a second shot only campaign for folks that received their first shot in November, and no vaccines have been announced for first timers, at least not at this moment. Moving right along, residents and business owners in areas surrounding the Insurgentes Bridge reconstruction project don't think that the bridge will be complete by the middle of December as was originally estimated. You think? Needless to say, businesses are concerned that if the bridge is not completed in December, they will not be able to reap the benefits of the holiday season. All I can say to any vendor or business in that area is hopefully you saw this coming when the announcement was first made and you planned accordingly. And for the rest of us, if you have the opportunity or the choice of spending your pesos at any of the affected businesses or at the Qualen market or surrounding areas, I am sure that your purchases will be very much appreciated. For what it's worth, Mexican President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador, the president of our country, has once again endorsed our mayor, Luis Michel, publicly, this time as part of his morning press conference yesterday, stating, and I'm going to say it in Spanish and then I'll translate, el profe es una gente bien intencionada y va a ser un buen presidente, which means el profe, which is his nickname, is a person with good intentions and he will be a good mayor. It is worth mentioning at this time that an independent survey published this past weekend revealed that Mayor Michel is the second most trusted mayor in Mexico. But can our mayor follow the laws as we hope he would? Just as we recently discovered, there is a nonprofit organization looking into irregular construction permits. We have also discovered that there is another local nonprofit whose goal is to ensure that municipal authorities enforce and suppress excessive noise emanating from bars, gyms, and any other place where people blast their speakers as though they were living in a desert island. On a desert island? In and on are going to be the bane of my existence. Anyhow, the organization is called Unidos contra el Ruido, or Vallartenses United Against Noise. According to the organizers, specific bills were introduced into Mexican law on August 2018 intended to regulate noise in metropolitan areas, and yet these noise-related laws have never been applied here in Puerto Vallarta. In case you're interested, I will leave you with the organization's Facebook page to stay informed of their pursuits. According to this news report, before the year ends, 23 More cruise ships will dock in Puerto Vallarta before the end of the year, bringing prosperity to our destination thanks to the more than 46,000 people that will disembark. If you do a little math, at an average of 2,000 passengers and crew per vessel that can possibly get off the boats, the ship, and spend some money in town, that's 46,000 people. An interesting arrival among those 23 will be the arrival of the MS The World, the largest private floating residence in the world, which is scheduled to spend 2 nights here in town. And that is the extent of our formal news, but we have all kinds of less formal, less important, but just as interesting nuggets that we will share right after our weather break. Why doesn't the deep state want me sharing my weather reports with the world? I don't know, snarky weatherman. What I know is that we are enjoying 27 degrees right now. Humidity is low at 56%, and that is low for us. And our temperature in Fahrenheit degrees is 81 degrees. Our forecast for today, we are going to have a clear day with a high temperature of 31, low temperature 19. Tomorrow, Wednesday, we are going to have another clear day with the same high and low temperatures, 31 and 19, respectively. And Thursday, we will enjoy a partly cloudy day with a high temperature of 32 and a low temperature of 18. Moving on with our headlines, and as always, we'll get to your comments right after we're done with all these headlines. Oh, this is fun news. Yes, yes, yes. The annual Christmas Tianguis, or outdoor market that sets up shop at the Pitillal main plaza, is coming back this year after having skipped last holiday season due to the pandemic. Canopy tents are presently being installed around the plaza to accommodate the first 37 vendors. And it is expected that by the end of this week, over 70 vendors will set up shop at Pitillal's main plaza. I will confess, I've never been to this market, this holiday market, but I will try to have a look at it this weekend just to see what is available. I know that I want to go back and buy some tchotchkes at the Christmas Nativity store anyway. And I know that we just walked Pitillal, but this sounds interesting, no? I will definitely go have a look and at the very least take some photographs to share with you this coming week. Now, this is an interesting find. Have you heard of BlaBlaCar? This is completely new to me. When dear friends came to Puerto Vallarta from Tepic this past weekend, and I asked them how they got here, they told me about BlaBlaCar, which is an Uber-like service, but this one works with trips beyond any given city. According to Wikipedia, BlaBlaCar is a French online marketplace for carpooling. Its website and mobile apps connect drivers and passengers willing to travel together between cities and share the cost of the journey. And it's called BlaBlaCar. This is funny because drivers are rated on how chatty they are during the journey. They go from blah to blah blah to blah blah blah. So you can choose just how much of a conversation you want to have with whomever is driving the vehicle. And the platform is already available in 22 different countries. I've never heard of this until this past weekend. And just out of curiosity, I'm going to show you how it works. If I type that, let's say I want to go from Puerto Vallarta, and it finds my city, and I want to go to Guadalajara, and it finds the city, and I want to go today, sure, why not? And I am only one passenger, and I hit the search button. You know, there is a certain gal called Sophia that will let me carpool with her for 226 pesos, which is nothing. There's Alex, who's kind of sexy. Ooh, let's see what we can learn about Alex. Um, we learned that he's going to take off at 1 o'clock and he's hoping to arrive in Guadalajara at 6. I don't know if he's a blah or a blah blah or a blah blah blah. but we know that he only talks when he feels comfortable. He loves music. His number is verified, and he's 35 years of age. Um, so I wonder if anybody has had any experience with this mode of transportation. I think it's interesting. I, of course, worry about the implications of insurance and this, that, and the other. I also worry about, and I'm going to be totally blunt here. What do you do if you're traveling with a perfect stranger and you feel like you want to, you know, let some air out from your incidentals? I mean, at least when you're on a bus, you can pretend it was not you because there's other people around you. But I don't know how this works. But I'm going to leave you with a link in case you want to consider this as a way to get from one city to the other. Um, I don't know that I will use it, but I would definitely want to hear from anyone who has used it. My friends said that it was perfectly uneventful and they had a good time. It was my two friends plus another passenger. So it was three people plus a driver in a car that was probably not large enough. It was probably not a van. Um, and I guess we're going to wait till some other people that we know use the service. Then what else do we have? Moving right along, I was requested to tell you about this play that is going on that is being presented at Nacho Daddy called "In God We Trust." It is being presented by a new theater company called the Beyond Therapy Players. The play seems to be about five off the wall comedies for on the ball people, and it will be presented at different evenings at 5:30 p.m. upstairs at Nacho Daddy. So if you're interested in a local theater experience, apparently this is the cast is all local performers. This is something that you may want to consider. Again, it is playing at Nacho Daddy, and you can probably find more information at Nacho Daddy's website. It says here get tickets at Nacho Daddy or online at nachodaddy.mx. Moving right along, if you're an English speaking local, at some point in your local life, you must have sat down on furniture like this. We call them equipales or equipal in the singular form. And I always thought that they were a traditional folk art form from the state of Jalisco. And indeed, most equipales are made in a small town south of Guadalajara named Zacualco de Torres, where there are over 300 families, 300 different families dedicated to manufacturing all sorts of variations of these leather chairs, which are not particularly comfortable, in my humble opinion, but they are very, very traditional. Now, the part that I didn't know is that the word equipal comes from the Nahuatl Icapali, which means chair for the gods. And this is confirmed by this pre Hispanic clay sculpture displayed here, where you can see a god or a godlike creature clearly sitting on top of an equipal. The information came from Mexico City's Secretary of Culture. I've been following their Facebook page for some time, as they always include these really interesting cultural nuggets. And I was so tickled about this one that instead of simply forwarding it and sharing it on our Facebook page, I chose to share it with you live. Next time I sit on an equipal, I know that I'm still going to find it comfortable on my bum, but at least I will know that it has some kind of regal origin. So next time you sit on an equipal, hopefully you will remember that you are sitting on the same chairs that were once used by Aztec gods or godlike creatures. That needs a boom boom, of course. There you go. Now, I want to continue our conversation on Christmas music. I was determined on sharing next an album that I would think classifies under what I call contemplative Christmas music. We shared our first share was Christmas Cocktails, which is kind of like party festive music. But then there's also music that I find very encouraging for reflecting on the season. And I had a very specific album in mind. But yesterday, I was doing research about this amazing duo that we're going to be interviewing in a couple of days. And I found myself quickly falling in love with A Christmas Gift by Branden and James. Branden and James, as you may or may not know, is a duo that has performed here in Puerto Vallarta. Branden is an operatic tenor, and his husband James is a cellist, and they have performed a number of times here in Puerto Vallarta. And I will be interviewing them live on Thursday evening because they are going to be featured on this concert that will take place at Teatro Vallarta on December 30th, for which I have been invited to engage as the master of ceremonies, something that I'm really excited about. But anyhow, I figured, well, I'm going to be interviewing Branden and James. I might as well do a little bit of research about them prior to the interview. And everything I found about them has been truly fascinating. It makes me even look forward even more to get to know them, because we've never even had a conversation ever. So the interview that we'll have on Thursday will be our very own first getting to know you. The album is beautiful, meditative, and something that is truly wonderful about the album is that it was recorded here in Puerto Vallarta. There are two songs from the album that have stayed in my memory. One of them is a beautiful juxtaposition between I'll Be Home for Christmas and Bring Him Home, which is a lovely ballad from the musical Les Mis. And I thought it was absolutely ingenious the way James arranged the two songs to work together, I'll Be Home from Christmas, and then Bring Him Home as the second song. And what's beautiful about this contrast choice is that Bring Him Home is a song that has become a standard in the repertoire of many crossover tenors. And yet in Branden and James's arrangement, Branden sings the part of I'll Be Home for Christmas, and then when it's time for the music to go into Bring Him Home, it is James with his cello that carries that part of the song, which is beautiful considering that the cello as a musical instrument is the one musical instrument that sounds the most like the human voice. Another song that stayed with me is their version of Joni Mitchell's classic River, which is a beautiful, beautiful song about the holiday season. And what I found interesting is how, part of the research that I've made about Branden and James is that James does the arrangement for their performances and their music. And in Joni Mitchell's original version of River, she paraphrases the song Jingle Bells in her introduction. If you listen to the original version, you can clearly hear Jingle Bells in the intro. And yet, and in their version, Branden and James's version, they do the same thing. But then James cleverly introduces another Jingle Bell quote in the middle of the song where you least expect it. And that I find fascinating when musicians give us something to think about and something unexpected. The album is, of course, available on Amazon if you wish to purchase it as a download. And you can also listen to it on Spotify. So I will be sending you the links. I will be including the links to both options for you to enjoy. And I will have another contemplative Christmas selection to share with you maybe tomorrow. But this one took me by surprise. I'm very, very happy to have come across this particular record, and having learned that it was recorded at my friend Carlos Santana's studio, not even 5 blocks away from my home. And of course, again, I have already published a notice about this, but I wanted to share it here with you right now. On Thursday evening, that is a couple of days from today, Thursday, December 9th, we will have a live Q&A here at Coffee and Headlines with Branden and James, who who will be in California performing a series of holiday songs with special guest Effie Passero, who's another favorite local. And they will join me for a little getting to know you for me, and of course, an opportunity for us to ask them questions about their life, about their career, and other interesting topics. And of course, we'll try to find out some specific information about the concert they will perform with Amy and Fernando and other musical guests on the 30th at Teatro Vallarta. And these are my findings for today. This is what I've brought forth to share with you. And now I'd love to turn it over to your comments just to see what everybody is thinking about. Of course, I love your good mornings, as always. And again, Michal, you totally crack me up. Good morning, it's my birthday. I love it. I love it. Let's see what else. Craig is back in his happy place. Good for you, Craig. Welcome back to Puerto Vallarta. Purim pam pum pam pam. I'm sorry to disappoint, Alan. We're not eating tacos today because I spent my afternoon yesterday doing all kinds of research about the interview that we're going to conduct on Thursday. We want to be very, very well prepared for that. Let's see what else we have. Lots of good wishes for today. A question without a cue, but in case anybody missed it, James is looking for a location that might have a one-bedroom or studio available for January and February. He's got some relatives planning to come down or ideas on where to look. There you go. Let's see what else we have. Mihal still has a cold. I hope your sniffles go away, but I hope to believe that that your symptoms are not getting COVID-y and that it's just a cold. Um, Karen agrees with me. Christmas Cocktails is a great album to listen to while cleaning. I have my own selection of cleaning music that is not always necessarily Christmas related. So one of these days we should bring forth our choice of music to listen to while we're cleaning. I think that would be a fun topic for one of these coffee and headlines. Let's see what else we have. Can anyone suggest a better streaming service for US TV channels other than US TV Now? Unfortunately, I can't, but I hope you get suggestions from other viewers. Do, 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 do. Da, da, da. Oh my goodness, they're calling it a flooster. COVID COVID booster and flu shot. Now that's a fun cocktail. A flooster. Love it. Love it. Let's see what else we have. Pamela Webb posted that booster shots could start as early as December 13th at La Libja in the Naval Hospital. Again, we love Pam Thompson, but we only, well, not only, well, she's got a lot of credibility, but we won't talk about it until we see it published in a national or state or local news source. Would booster shots also include second shots for seniors of AstraZeneca? Sorry, I missed some of the announcement. Don't be sorry, Marie. That's a legitimate question. For anyone that misses part of the announcement, you can always come back to the broadcast after it's done. I understand that we all have busy lives and we have to take business calls or go to the bathroom, but rest assured that whenever you miss something because you have to go somewhere else, all the information that we talk about is available in the show notes. Question from Dan. Did you know that there are a total of 3 Christmas cocktail albums? We've been listening to all 3 of them and especially enjoyed the whistled version of Baby It's Cold Outside. Yes, I do know that. I do know that there are 3 versions, but the original one, or the first collection, which is the one that I shared with you, continues to be my overall favorite. But I'm glad that you brought up all three of them. All three want me make me feel like I want to get tipsy and clean the house. I just love that music. Um, let's see what else we have. What was the name of the Pitillal stores, Jalisco and Hat Shop, por favor? Lynn, I don't remember the names of the shops, but if you go back and watch the video, which we showed the name of the Pitillal store that has the hat shops. Kindly go back and watch the video again, and you will find all the information that you seek there. Lots of comments about the blah blah rating. I love it. Um, Michael comments so much cheaper than the bus and flight. Um, Again, I mean, how weird is this? On the one hand, I when we hop on a bus to go from one city to another, we put our lives in the hands of a driver we don't know, and we don't know exactly what kind of insurance or assurance we get from this company. But again, if it's already in operation in 27 countries, it must be worth exploring. Um, Dave says, blah, blah, gracias, pero no gracias. Thanks, but no thanks. But again, um, I'm not close to the idea. Ryan says, I would like to propose a combined ride sharing and dating app business. Ooh, I like that. It's kinky. Love it. Uh, let's see. Litibu Grills restrooms are blah for the men's and blah, blah, blah for the women. I think that is absolutely funny. Um, Karen hasn't cared for Equipales, very uncomfortable. I think Luna would have a field day if I had an Equipal here in the house. I'm looking where to have an Aztec god chair made here in Puerto Vallarta. Anyone know where? Well, Lynn, there are Equipal stores in several places in the city. There is the one that is across from the Cristal Hotel. I forget the name, but there's a huge store that sells Mexican chingaderas, and I've seen Equipales there. Let's see. Oh, a nice endorsement from Branden about Brandon and James from Kathleen. Thank you very much. Uh, Julie asks, "What are you wearing to MC the show?" I have no idea, Julie, and I'm so stressed about that. I think I'm going to wear something black, and the theory is that I'll crochet something fabulous to wear over it. But that's just a theory. It's an intention. I have no idea what I'm going to wear. I feel so body conscious for those kinds of affairs. Um, uh, Chris comments, I would like to get the management, security, etc. in my condo building G. Damn, Chris, I have no idea how to react to that because I have no idea what you're talking about. But you put a Q on it, so I am reacting. I don't know what you're talking about. If you clarify, uh, please let me know. Let's see what else. Oh, how bizarre. Alexa gave me a reminder that we have 10 minutes to go before the show starts, and it is 11:03. Very, very strange. I need to fix my Amazon friend apparently. Um, Kate asks, "Did I say my friend Carlos Santana?" And yes, I said my friend Carlos Santana, but I was not referring to the famous guitarist who just came out of heart operation. I was referring to the local platinum record producer Carlos Santana, who is a Puerto Vallarta local. He has a recording studio here in Puerto Vallarta, and a number of important local musicians and regional musicians have produced their albums with him. Let's see what else we have. Do, 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 do. Re blah blah. Is one able to specify a preference for male or female driver? Well, you are presented with a number of choices. Let me go back to my intention or my theoretical intention of going to Guadalajara. Where is it? Here we go. See, as you can see today, if I wanted to go to Guadalajara today, the least expensive is Sofia, who's obviously a girl because this is a girl name. Um, and then the closest one for the departure point for me is Alex, who is a boy. But then there's Jesus, who is also leaving today at 317 pesos a pop. And, Fernando, he wears glasses. And he's slightly more expensive, but he looks cute. So, yes, you can choose. There's a number of people that are going from Puerto Vallarta to Guadalajara today, and they are looking um, for people to carpool with them. And again, you will have the show notes so that you can explore the website to your pleasure. And the website does have an option to read it in Spanish or English. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of today's broadcast. I hope today you learned something new. I learned new things, and I hope you did too. And I hope you were enlightened or at least amused by our content. Da 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 da. Oh, okay. So that's what it is. Inadvertently hit enter. My question is, any suggestions for little gift cards for management in my condo building? Well, I can suggest that all grocery stores in town, like Comer and Soriana and stuff like that, have gift cards available, and everybody needs to eat. So my suggestion would be to just get people supermarket gift cards, because while they're not the most original gift card you can get, I would hesitate to get um, management in my condo building cards for, say, Amazon or Spotify or, more specific places. So I don't think you will go wrong, Chris, with a gift card for La Comer or Soriana or any of the local supermarkets. And this, my friends, brings us to the end of the broadcast. I hope to see you again tomorrow, where we may or may not walk. I'm still trying to figure out how the schedule is going to look like today, but I can guarantee that we're going to have a look at that Pitillal market to see if it's worth sharing. Between now and the next time we get together, stay happy, stay kind, and don't forget to rely on the vast amount of information that has accumulated on our website, paco-ojeda.com, where we keep show notes for every single broadcast that well, not every single one, because we did not start doing show notes from the very beginning, but there is a search feature there. There are show notes for every episode. If you're missing information, it's as easy as searching and going back and watching again. Have a great time, and I hope to see you soon.